Hey YouTube, it's your girl Kymbia G back with another video. I've been binging on Penthouse. I'm currently in like the middle of season 1 and everybody's getting on my nerves. The kids are getting on my nerves. Their parents are getting on my nerves. Even Rona and her mama Yoon-hee getting on my nerves, and Suryeon finally stopped getting on my nerves. So let's get into it. So Penthouse is pretty much about a group of wealthy families. Their children are fighting to gain admittance into a very prestigious arts school. Most of them are classically trained opera singers and musicians. And they all live in this very fancy, exclusive luxury building known as Hera Place. And in the beginning, we see ads of this new building, and it's very fly, new, beautiful decor. Lobby is great, gym is great, and we know that it is top notch because we see a white woman running on a treadmill. If K-dramas aren't going to do anything else, they're going to let you know that if something is ritzy, they're going to show a white person there. It's usually either a white woman with blonde hair or a white man in a suit, I guess. Anyway, at the top of the food chain here is Ju Dente and his wife Suryeon. And they are raising twins, a twin boy and a twin girl. Ju Dente is actually the developer of the new luxury building, and that's what he pretty much does. He looks for investments, he pretty much steals people's land, develops on it, and makes a lot of money that way. And so Hera Palace is pretty much his most recent baby, his most recent scandal scheming project, whatever. And then so while they're all living in this life of luxury in this amazing building, just trying to get their kids into a fabulous top of the line art school, here comes this mystery girl, Anna Lee, also known as Min Sola, and she pops their Hera Palace bubble pretty much. She's there. She comes through first as a tutor, saying that she's going to tutor their kids in math to help get their scores up, and later we find out that she's actually the same age as their kids, right? She's not this college student who's a tutor. She is an orphan who's around the same age as their kids, teenager about to go into high school. And she shows up with pretty much the same dream, wanting to get into the same prestigious art school. And during auditions, she shows up and she outsings them all, okay? Like, this girl has amazing vocal talent. And of course, the parents and the kids can't stand it. She also stumbles upon some information she's not supposed to. She catches two of the parents cheating on their spouses with one another, and pretty much we see her die. That's how the season opens, with her death. We see her pretty much being pushed from a balcony in Hera Palace, whatever it's called, falling to her death, and Suryeon is in the elevator watching her fall and crash into the fountain in the lobby. And you're just like, oh my gosh, like, this is not a K-drama, this is a K-trauma, right? Like, just seeing what has been done to this girl. It's not even just how she fell to her death, right? But just everything leading up to it, all of the bullying and all of the torture, sometimes just felt like so unnecessary and too much. Like, I intended only to watch maybe 2 episodes and then do a review, but it was like so much and so cringy, just what she went through before actually dying. I had to keep watching because I'm like, I hope that there's some sort of comfort or some sort of relief, after seeing what this girl went through. And we're midway through, and I finally feel like I could come on here and just share what I think, because this is just crazy. So pretty much we are led to believe that one of the parents killed Sola. One of them pushed her off of that balcony, and pretty much the parents are like fighting and bickering amongst each other, then making up. They bicker, make up, bicker, make up, and they're pretty much just constantly falling apart because of the death of this girl and how they are involved and how they're just fighting to cover their own asses and also cover each other's backs, right? And then we see their kids pretty much doing the same thing at school. Their kids are supposed to be good friends, but they're not. You know, they're all frenemies pretty much. And the only time they can really unite is when someone who is of lower class with a lot of talent comes in and threatens their standing, right? So we see that with the parents, they can only unite strongly when they're going to go against Yoon-hee, which is Rona's mom. And Rona is a young student. She's also a singer who has dreams of going to the same art school. She was initially waitlisted, but after Sola's death, she was able to then get that open spot. And the kids, while they bicker amongst each other, they unite against like bullying her. So now that Sola has died, they turn onto Rona. And but Rona is just like, listen, I got the talent, I got the skills, I got the confidence, and I'm going to keep my foot on y'all's necks, and I'm not letting up because I'm here to stay and do the damn thing. And honestly, while I think we're set up to like Rona and her mom Yoon-hee, I find them very annoying. I think that they're entitled, just like the privileged rich kids, like they just think that everything should go their way. Rona, when she doesn't get it and she finds out that the auditions were rigged and that's why she was waitlisted, she goes and she confronts people head on. She's very rash, she's very abrasive, she's yelling, she's super emotional. And her mom isn't that different. Her mom kicked a principal in his face. Like, come on. And then later on, like, wait, what? You're going to sue me? What do you mean? Oh my gosh, the police are involved? Oh my gosh, no, what do I do? Oh, like, how could you kick somebody in the face? Don't get me wrong, I loved it. I was here for it. And I totally understand wanting to beat somebody's ass who mistreats your daughter. But at the same time, like, yo, calm down. Like, fall back. And pretty much we learn that she and Sojin are enemies from back in the day. Back in the day when they were both in high school, they were both singers and they were competing for the same prize, this prestigious trophy. And so Sojin ended up winning because of her connections. Her dad was the chairman of the school or committee, whatever. Basically, she had the hookup and she won over Yoon-hee, even though Yoon-hee has the better vocals. And I mean, Sojin, she's fly and everything. Her wardrobe is on fire every scene. But she's annoying, she's crazy, she's evil and conniving. And honestly, what is going on with her skin? Like, what's up with her face? Like, there's no glow to her. There should be some kind of a glow, and there's nothing. She looks like my bathtub, Like, what is up with her complexion? Who was the makeup artist for this show? Why do they have her looking so unnaturally pale? Like, is this on purpose? Like, it's just foreshadowing her death to come, maybe? I don't know. She is looking casket ready and just so unnatural. Like, I call her Casper, right? Like, that's how I refer to her. So anyway, Casper won. Yoon-hee lost, and because Yoon-hee was so pissed about the competition being rigged, she confronted Sojin about it. And they got into a huge fight, and one thing led to another. Sojin decided to be conniving and take the trophy that she just won, and she cut Yoon-hee with it. And then later on lied and tried to frame Yoon-hee as if Yoon-hee was the one who cut her own throat and in an effort to kind of, I guess, defame Sojin or like whatever. So they were able to pretty much make her life hell, and she was never able to fully recover and find success in her life. And it's like, yo, I understand it was unfair and that you had the better skill over Sojin, but like, you started it. You went up in her face and took her to the dressing room to confront her one-on-one. It's like, you started fighting. Like, if you're gonna start a fight and like really confront somebody like that, come on. Sojin was conniving and she was going to finish that fight how she wanted to finish it. I feel like Yoonhee is not taking any accountability for what has happened, and she's just too rash and abrasive. So anyway, Casper and Yoonhee, they don't like each other, and it's crazy how their daughters are now both at the same school competing against each other. But to me, they are both two sides of the same coin. They're both very like, getting in people's faces and just feeling very entitled, or not even. I feel like Sojin maybe is even better, to be honest. I feel like she takes a step back and she plots and schemes, but Yoonhee's maybe a little bit more like Jihee's mom, like always yelling and screaming and upset about something. She's not like my girl Suryeon. So initially Suryeon was very annoying to me because I'm like, how are you the wife of, the ringleader pretty much, and you have, these two kids, the twins, and then yes, you have a sick daughter in the hospital, but you don't seem to have any power in your household. You don't seem to know what's going on. You don't know who's coming, who's going, nothing. Your husband is abusing the hell out of these twins in his soundproof room, and you have no idea. And even the housekeeper, I've got my eye on that maid of theirs, doesn't respect her. There's a scene where Suryeon comes home and she's like, yo, where's everybody? And pretty much the husband is whooping the son's ass for something the daughter did. And the housekeeper is like, I don't know. Oh no. Like, what? Like, she was just very, very rude and curt about it. And I'm sorry, you're not going to treat me like that in my own house. I love how graceful Suryeon is, but I didn't understand like what was going on. And she's supposed to be so sweet and nice, but it's her kids who are the head bullies in charge at school. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just not lining up for me with her. But then she redeems herself, because in all of this chaos with, Yoonhee and Casper fighting, and then all of the in-crowd parents fighting and bickering over Sola's death, they all fail to notice that Suryeon has found out that Sola is actually her biological daughter. And she finds this out through the help of one of my favorite characters, director Ju. So pretty much her husband's henchman. I guess he just had a change of heart one day. He woke up on the right side of the bed that morning and decided to give Suryeon the tea and let her know, hey, you actually gave birth to a very healthy daughter, but your husband switched her with another baby at birth and has been manipulating you this entire time, making you think that you gave birth to a very sick daughter. And so she finds out that the baby who was swapped at birth is Sola, the same Anna Lee, the tutor, the amazing opera singer, who has unfortunately now died. So my girl is on a mission for revenge, all right? And I'm here for it, because I thought that this was going to be all about Yoonhee and Rona, and I'm so happy. And I wasn't really liking them, I'm not quite feeling them, so happy that this is turning into a revenge tale from Suryeon's perspective. She just knows that something is up. She knows that her husband and all these other parents were involved in the death of her daughter, and she's trying to make sure that they pay for it and pay for it dearly. And unlike Yoonhee, she's not just abrasive yelling at people, right? She's like, she knows who she's dealing with and knows that she needs to outsmart them and out-scheme them. And I'm like, yes, my girl, love her. But through all of this, her trying to, be more involved at school, to gain more intel on all of the parents, she and Yoonhee become good friends. And I mean, she's really trying to use Uni as a weapon to really unnerve the parents. Because again, the only time these parents can seem to get it together and unite is when they have someone to bully. And so kind of dangling Uni in front of them and making sure Uni is also able to like advance in life is really just like the perfect way to try and tear at them, find their weaknesses, and really unnerve these parents further. And I am loving it. And I'm liking that Surian is really bringing out the calm side of Uni. I'm like, finally, she's giving Uni the tools to actually be more thoughtful and careful of how she, moves in this group of people, and how she's able to protect herself and her daughter, which is so much needed. So I'm starting to like Uni a little bit more. Still not there just yet. She's still annoying, but she's getting better. So much better, to the point where she has now moved in to Hera Palace, okay? She has now moved into the Hera bubble. Uni is in, and Rona, at the help of Surion. Yeah, so I'm really liking these two together as a team, although I am a little worried that Uni is going to mess it up, because I don't think she's on the same level or quite as smart as Surian. But I mean, we'll see. Hopefully she really gets it together and gets with the program. And then back to her arch nemesis, Casper, Sojin. Sojin is miserable, and judging on the relationship she has with her father, she's always been miserable, and we'll see if she will always be miserable. And I feel like if you and he knew that, she would know that she has already won. And Casper, to me, is actually a lot like the twin sister, Seokyeong, Suryeon's daughter. I feel like Seokyeong is a lot like Sojin. They're both beautiful and fly. You can tell that they are the ringleaders in whatever group that they're in. But due to caving under the pressure of their fathers, they are just taking that pressure, they're internalizing it, and they're very spiteful, and they just take it out on the world, like they're just coming across as very mean and conniving, rather than directing that energy towards their father, the source of their unhappiness, the source of why they feel so insecure and why they can't actually go after the things that they want. Seokyeon is going after this trophy for singing that she doesn't even want. She doesn't want to sing. She doesn't like it. She wants to go study abroad, ideally with her twin brother. She doesn't want to be around here playing with these kids, singing with them. And then similarly with Casper over there, like, she didn't even want her husband like that, and she just went after him because her arch nemesis, Uni, was with him, right? She's going after things that she doesn't want, simply to feel like she's worthy and valuable, and like she can somehow gain her father's approval in some way. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with Seokyeong. We see Casper over there just miserable every day. Will Seokyeong be the same way? Like, I don't know. I feel like with her twin brother, we're starting to see a shift in him. He might be a reformed bully. I don't know about anybody else out there, but he reminds me of Kim Tan, from Heirs or Inheritors. It's on Netflix right now. It's an older Kdrama, but it's currently available to watch on Netflix. And he reminds me so much of Kim Tan. Like, he was a bully because it seems as though that's what's expected of him. And maybe now he's just over it. And I think he and Rona are going to have something going on. They're going to have like a connection, I think. I think he's just very tired of bullying, and he kind of only does it to have his sisters back. And I hope to see some kind of a redemption from him. He's pretty much of an ass about knowing that Sola was locked up in the maintenance room. So I'm wondering if maybe he's the one who killed her and not one of the parents. Because I'm like, how you not know and just not do anything about it? He just found out about his parents, about his dad cheating with Professor Casper. So I'm wondering if that set him off, maybe. But I just, anyway, he's still like really shitty for knowing that Sola was in the maintenance room and I guess not helping her in some way. But I guess we'll see. Hopefully, he redeems himself. So Jin, back to her, she's miserable and her husband wants a divorce, but doesn't want to leave because of their daughter. And their daughter, Bill, she's whack. And that's all you need to know about her. Whatever. I don't want to waste time on Bill. And I don't feel sorry for the dad. I think his name is Yeonchul. I don't feel sorry for him because he's a doctor. He's supposed to help save lives. And he helped get rid of the body of Sola. And I'm just like, yo, you can be miserable right with your miserable wife, okay? Y'all just go be miserable together. Like, I understand that he likes Yoon-hee, and I would love to see Yoon-hee happy, but not with him, right? Because he's a mess. At first I was thinking maybe he could find redemption, but now, I don't care if he does or if he doesn't. I really don't. We also see Gyu Ho-dong, the PE teacher come through, and I love it. I love that he came through. I just loved his energy right off the bat. And I do think that he is this mysterious Logan Lee, the very wealthy developer that Dante is chasing after to build in Myeongdong. I think this guy, Gu Ho-dong, is actually Logan Lee. And I think Logan Lee is also the oppa of Sola. Because before Sola died, when Dante had her tied up in the maintenance room, and was threatening her and beating on her, she said, listen, my oppa is coming. Like, don't think I don't have a backup plan or somebody looking out for me, because I do. And he thought that she was lying, I guess, about the oppa, he thought that she was telling the truth, but then Casper convinced him that no, she must have been fronting. I don't think she was fronting. I think Logan Lee is her oppa, and I hope he comes and shakes some shit up. But it also looks like maybe his presence and him being in town, maybe it'll clash with, Suryeong. We'll see. I would love for them to get together and, take all of them out, but I don't know. We'll see. And then in terms of predictions, I don't know what's coming for the rest of the season 1, and I know season 3, I believe, is on right now. There's so many twists and turns and people who have links and connections with one another from out of nowhere. So I just predict that there's going to be tons of flashbacks randomly connecting people together. And I really want Suryeong to step it up in her quest for vengeance, because right now she's been able to get rid of the orphanage director and the assemblyman. But other than that, what else has really happened? I'm glad she's helped Yoon-hee with her glow up, but I need some more action and her to really deliver. And if she's not really gonna deliver and start knocking out one of these parents, and I don't mean them dying or anything like that, but actually their livelihood or their money being taken away, I want to see them get kicked out of the Hera bubble, But if she's not really gonna step it up, I hope that the Logan Lee Gu Ho-dong does. And I don't know, I'm rooting for Yoon-hee, but I think she might also be her own undoing. She's not quite on the same level as Suryeong. So I don't know. I feel like she still has a lot of snags and traps. She's not as much of a match for Casper as she thinks she is, in my opinion. But we'll see. I hope she really level up. Come on, Uni. Level up, please. And I also think what's going on with the other mom, Jinhee, that annoying girl, with the barrettes and stuff in her hair, her mama, like, what is she doing? I don't get her storyline. I hope they really explain that some more instead of just like hinting at it. Like, she was visiting someone in jail. She's giving massages to seemingly wealthy women at a spa. I'm like, is that how she's getting like insider like trading information, or is she actually doing this for some kind of work? Does she really have a husband in Dubai? Is that him in jail instead of in Dubai, and she's just lying to everybody? Like, I don't know. But this woman, she's always like, like she's like jello. Just she can't sit still, stand still, nothing. She's like jello to me. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Let's see how this plays out. I'm gonna get right back into binging this show because, as much as I hate to admit it, I am hooked. I think I'm on like episode 11 right now. I want to see a takedown of Casper, and definitely of Dante. I don't want Dante to die though. I feel like he needs to live and really see and live with the consequences and the reality of him being knocked down very many pegs. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he'll end up in jail or something like that. Yeah, let's get back into watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.